Hello, welcome to News Centre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. The Goods and Services Tax Council has recently approved mega cuts in a bid to put consumption on the highway to growth. The 12% and the 28% tax slabs have been scrapped. There is a tax slab for 40% GST as well, but it would be limited to sin and super luxury goods like aircraft and yachts. Nearly 99% goods, which were previously a 12% tax slab, have been shifted to the 5% slab. The new rates will apply from 22nd of September. These products include daily essentials like toothpaste, toilet soaps, etc. Footwear below 2,500 rupees, among others. Now let's focus on the 18% GST slab. Around 19% products that were earlier in the 28% slab have been moved to 18% slab. White goods, air conditioners, televisions, among others, are expected to become cheaper. The government has pegged the GST cuts as a Diwali bonanza for Indians and hopes it will drive consumption in the festive season. But will it have the desired effect? What kind of impact will it have in the rural sector as well? And what will be the ratio of demand uptake between urban and rural? Let me now go across to our guests. We've got Parikshit Luthra, National President of the All India Consumer Products Distributors Federation. Also on the program with us is Viren Shah, who is the President of Federation of Retail Traders Association. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Patil, let me begin by asking you, are you looking at a strong demand uptick now in both rural and urban areas? Has this news of GST cut gone to different sections of society? Have people started realizing that there could be major differences, major price cuts coming their way?
Yes, Parikshit, definitely. These reforms have sent a positive signal into the entire consumer base. These reforms were very long awaited, and we are really very happy that the government has taken this bold decision as such a step where we were having lot of ambiguities between the traders, manufacturer, and the entire economic circle. So yes, definitely there would be a boost in consumption. Driver for the economy will also be in a very positive role, where we are seeing a boost up in the procurement of goods and the rural and urban in both the ways.
All right, let me also go across to Viren Shah. Viren, when it comes to different product lines, are you looking at an increased uptick right now, or do you expect things to only pick up from Navratri, that is the 22nd of September, because we're also in the Shraddh period right now?
Yes, I completely agree with you. It will pick up from Navratri onwards because that's the time where the festival is on. And also, since the cutoff date is on 22nd of September, so a lot of prices will be changing from there on, because right now the prices at what the retailers or the vendors are selling at the old price, which is a little more than the more than the current price, because the percentage of the GST were higher earlier, and 22nd onwards it will be cheaper. So there will be a lot of more offers to the consumer, which is going to be directly passed on to them, because the vendors is going to be selling at a lesser price. So I feel the festival period will be the boom for Indian market, especially in the town. I'm not sure about the village because still the stock has been moved out of the shelf. The retailers will keep the same price, but moment it is after 22nd September, whatever the buying take place, that will be a cheaper and that will be passed on to the consumer.
Right. And do you think this is going to be having a positive impact on sales in both rural and urban areas? Yes,
there will be a major change in the consumer buying, because most of the items, 90% of the items, their prices have been reduced because the GST has been reduced. So I guess all those items which are coming in the 5% bracket, they will be cheaper, and consumer will have a really great time in the sales, and during the festival period come out in large numbers, and we are expecting this Diwali is going to be a bumper Diwali for all of us.
Right. Mr. Patil, asking you now, when it comes to the FMCG distributors, what kind of demand uptick are you expecting starting Navratri? And I'm sure different retailers are stocking up now in a big way. Have you started seeing big demands coming in from shopkeepers for FMCG goods all across the country? What is the kind of surge and uptick in sales that you're expecting?
Yeah, Parikshit, definitely, because the third quarter of the year is always a highest quarter for the FMCG segment, because we have a lot of festivals in this quarter. We have just finished Ganpati, we have just finished Onam, and we are on the way for Navratri, thereafter Diwali and Christmas. So definitely the retail market is all geared up to have heavy stocking. But we feel that this, say about 10 to 15 days, which are pre the launch of 22nd, there will be some change of stocking pattern, because since the companies are not yet have given a clear-cut signal as to who will be responsible for the closing stock or the floor stock at the retail level or the distributors, so that the discount can be taken care of. Because if the closing stock is not been handled in a way where the retailer will be responsible to give away the discount, where his margin is just 8 to 10%, and the average price cut is 7% down from the 12% GST slab and 13% down from the 18% slab. So we are yet to receive a few notifications from the company, and as well as we are also expecting some intervention from the government directing the manufacturing companies, because ultimately the manufacturer is responsible for the price control into the market. So if the price has to go down, it is the whole responsibility of the manufacturing company. But as you said, we are hoping for a very, very boosted season right now.
Right. And Viren, asking you about the issues related to compensation cess. Federation of Automobile Dealers have also made a representation to the finance minister. So have different other industry bodies, because they worry what will happen as a result of loss of compensation cess as of 22nd September. Could you give us a sense, if retailers, traders are to be asked, as a whole, what would be the quantum of cess that your representatives, your members have come and told you that they may suffer a loss on account of?
So that's exactly the issues are being faced by most of the retailers and, of course, the manufacturer, because the MRP is always decided by the manufacturer, and that MRP which is there right now, which is on a higher side, moment the GST is reduced to 5%, the MRP changes. So that discount has to be passed on to the consumer. But as on today, the MRP is on the higher side because of the GST slab, which is on a higher side. So that there is the confusion, and there is a little bit of issues which have been brought into the notice of the finance minister. Also, there is one more sector, which is the ethnic sector, which is a traditional sector, bridal group, where we have raised objection on 18%, because it was 12% and now it has gone to 18%. That is a very, very serious concern, which we have raised it to the Prime Minister office as well as the Finance Minister and the GST committee. That's where they have to look into it, because this is a huge market in India on a bridal segment, on an ethnic segment, and government has to look into that area, because suddenly they have increased from 12% to 18% is going to really give a lot of effect, because 2,500 rupees, the limitation is too low. It has to be more, and 18% has to come down to 12%. And this is the where government has to come in, either today or tomorrow. They have to look into this.
All right. And Dherashil Patil, final question to you. Any concerns which you hope that the finance minister, the finance ministry can address before the 22nd of September?
Yes, we would really hope that the finance minister or the finance department would issue a directives as to how this implementation is there, and it is taken into the letter and spirit of the entire law, where on 22nd of September, every consumer buying goods gets and receives the gift given by our Prime Minister to these people. So the end consumer is benefited from the very first day rather than waiting for the old stocks to finish. So that is my concern and request.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Dherishil Patil and Viren Shah as well. We're taking a short break, but don't go anywhere. We speak to Gerrit Marx, CEO of CNH, a European-based equipment company, which is majorly into tractors, farm equipment, and building machinery on its India bet, new launches, and much more. That exclusive conversation coming up on the other side.